on.
Wow.
I will definitely say wow.
I was nervous even at 2-0 there, and I saw the clock tick under a minute, and I'm thinking, well, they got 3 goals in 3 minutes. They can get 2 in a minute, and but they held on.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
They held on.
What a great game. I mean, Korpisalo really stood on his head. They came at him and came at him and came at him, and what a game from Liam Foudy. The guy was just on his game, along with the rest of the Jackets. And honestly, Zach, man, he played above himself today, a lot more aggressive than I think I've seen him in really any game that we've seen this year.
Yeah, he was a lot more physical tonight than probably at any point in his career that I've seen. Just the complete physical game, the defensive game that he played, and of course, a series deciding goal.
Yeah, for sure. So, what were your key takeaways? I mean, Toronto came on hard, a lot of push. What do you think was the difference in this game?
Blue Jackets playing Blue Jacket hockey. They just quietly went about their business. Were never too high, never too low throughout the game. The whole series was just a matter of ebbs and flows, one way or another. I was thinking before the game, we scored the first 2 goals of the series, then they score 6 in a row, then we score 7 in a row, then they score 4 in a row. And then, of course, it ended tonight with our 3. But, I got a feeling if this series went to another game, we'd probably get the first 3 goals of the next game.
Yeah, you never know. Tell me what you think. I mean, we've got Cam Atkinson, we've got Oliver Bjorkstrand, who didn't register a goal in the whole series. I mean, we got scoring out of players that you typically wouldn't see. I mean, sure. I mean, you're going to get your goals out of Zach and Seth, but not to see Oliver, who was one of the hottest players in the NHL after right at the pause, and turn around and blanked. I mean, granted, he played a solid defensive series, and I guess that's all you could ask. It seemed like he was squeezing the stick a little bit.
Yeah, probably was. He may still be battling a little bit from his injury. Went out, may just be kind of working his way back into shape a little bit from that. Yeah, I certainly expected more out of him. He had 4 or 5 good chances in game 1, and really nothing else chance-wise until today. I expect him to be a big factor in the Tampa series. I think Ollie's trying to get his legs underneath him, and that's the way this team is. For the longest time in the NHL, it's like something 20, 22 years or something like that, the Stanley Cup winner every year did not have a 30-goal scorer on it. And I went for years saying the worst thing that can happen to a team in the NHL is to have somebody score 30 goals. And that's what we have. We have the type of team that, we don't go out and have an Austin Matthews superstar on the team, or John Tavares, or a Sidney Crosby, or Evgeny Malkin. There's no one or 2 superstars on this team. Like Torch says, it's a 5-man unit every time they're on the ice. And Riley Nash, whether he's out there playing with Robbie and Gerby, or tonight like he was with who was he playing with tonight? Oh, with Bjorkstrand and Nyquist. Whoever he's out there with at the time, it's just the 5-man unit all playing together and knowing where they're supposed to be and trusting their brother and moving on.
Yeah, I agree, and I will say that I think I saw number 14 so many times that didn't register a point, but constantly kicked that puck back inside the blue line to get them to have to regroup over and over again. So yeah, you're right. I mean, top to bottom, it was a great win, and outside of all of the other craziness that happened in the game, you would have thought with as much action as there was, this was another shutout. First game of the series, Corpusalo shutout. Last game of the series, Corpusalo shutout. It was a shutout, yet it was action, end-to-end action throughout the whole game. A game really went fast. It wasn't it wasn't an ugly game. It was just a high skill game on both sides of the puck.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I agree. There was a period in there, I believe it was towards the beginning of the second period, where it was just like up one end of the ice, back down the other end of the ice.
Yeah.
And on for what seemed like 3 minutes with just guys skating wide open with the puck. And I looked at the shot clock, and no one had taken a shot on goal in that whole period.
It was a lot of cycling. They moved that puck around for sure, up the dasher and up the half boards and in and out, up and down. Loved it. Had a great game. Girls watched with me. Lots of way to go jackets. We did our own wave. We were making crazy sounds just like it would be in a normal Canadian arena. They get a little rowdy in the Canadian arenas with the beach balls bouncing around and lots of noise. But, at the end of the day, there was no noise except, the sound of the cannon going off 3 times tonight. What a great game. I'm so happy. The girls asked me, when's the next game? And I'll be honest with you, I couldn't answer the question. Don't know when the next game is. We're gonna go up against the greatest team that has ever played again this next series. Tampa Bay, Vasilevsky, Stamkos I don't know if Stamkos is going to make it back for the next game, but hey, it is what it is. We'll take the next game and we'll bite it off and chew it.
Yeah, I think, Stamkos, if he's back, and obviously Victor Hedman and Vasilevsky and Kucherov and a lot of the guys over there, they're going to have something to say about this year after the way they went out last year. I expect it to be a hard-fought series. I don't know when the first game is. Don't know when it's announced yet. When I don't think it's been announced yet. Not sure when it is. My guess is probably Wednesday. It'll probably be a Wednesday night game. Be our first game. Who's your prediction on who gets the first round pick tomorrow?
Well, I think the Penguins have a 12.5% chance of getting the pick.
Every lost in the last couple of days has a 12.5% chance.
Well, I think that, man, I hate to say it, but I think the Penguins are going to take that pick.
Yeah. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Obviously there's 8 teams in position for that pick, so it's going to be interesting. I'm just glad the Blue Jackets won't be getting it.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what? And I'll also throw out there that the Sidney Crosby sweepstakes is probably going to start happening soon. He seems a little frustrated there in Pittsburgh. So got lots of crazy stuff that's going to be happening in the NHL, and I'm still glad we're playing right now.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. One thing, I was checking Twitter during the game, and the Toronto fans were still going on and on about how dirty the Blue Jackets are and everything else. And I'm, to the point where I'm getting a little frustrated with it. And I started thinking, they're just not used to seeing a hardworking team in Toronto. And I almost feel bad. Austin Matthews is a great talent and works hard when he's on the ice. I feel bad for him, really. I don't want to say anything bad about other teams. I think Willie Nylander, I think he has a tendency to get a little lazy at times and lackadaisical in his game, and I think it goes throughout their lineup. I was surprised when they threw out Tavares and Matthews and Marner together to start the game, and then at the start of the third period, they backed off of it. They went away from that. I was a little surprised at both moves by them. I thought that trio worked well together, and then they kind of went away from it there at the start of the third period.
Yeah, well, again, I think Jake Muzzin was the heart of the team. He clearly set the tone when they were on the ice with the Jackets. It's unfortunate that he went down, but it's the nature of the sport. I'm very happy to see him in the stand. tonight by himself with his mask. But, again, I'd rather see him there than on the ice with the Blue Jackets. I think he was a game changer, and the Jackets took it this year. They, if Toronto wants to win, they're going to have to start from the back to the front instead of the front to the back. And that's just my opinion.
I agree 100%. Their defensive depth with losing Muzzin, losing, who was it they lost early? Cece?
Yeah, Cece down too.
When he went down early in the game, and then they lost Dermott or whatever his name is later in the game. So they were down 2 defensemen today already. In the third period, they're already being down Jake Muzzin, and I think it's nice to be in the position we are. For years as a Columbus Blue Jacket fan, for years it was like, oh my gosh, why can't we get a number 1 defenseman? And now we've got about 3 number 1 defensemen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just so much defensive depth, even going to that 5th and 6th defenseman. I love Murray's game, but you look at Kukin or Nudavara or Harrington, who went in the other night and played well. Gabriel Carlson, Clendenning, the list goes on and on. Andrew Peak, the list goes on and on, our defensive depth. I mean, that's 11 defensemen that I just mentioned there, 10 or 11 defensemen that I just mentioned there. We can play with any of them on the ice.
Yeah. It's a plug and play system.
Yep. It's certainly a system game. Like Jody Shelley said on the post game there, the Blue Jackets know their job is when the team gets the puck to either make a play with the puck or to continue a play. And I think that says it all. That's the way they played tonight, and in games when they win, that's what they do. They either continue a play or they make a play.
Gotcha. Well, I look forward to continuing this. I don't know any other games that are going on right now. They're going to be doing the reseeding, and we'll be seeing over the next couple of days after the draft. There's lots of great stuff happening. The Duster and Bender show doesn't end now. We're going to have another update. We're going to watch other games. Look forward to seeing the Jackets. Sometime midweek next week, and with that, I leave it off to you.
Let's go play some more bubble hockey.
There we go. Have a good night.
You too.